Hi, welcome back to Betty. I'm your host, Cynthia Thompson, and do I have a treat for you today? My dear friend Gewreka is starting a nonprofit organization that's here to help each and every one of you. Thank you for joining me today, Gewreka.
Thank you for having me, Cynthia.
So, Gewreka, you're starting your very own nonprofit organization. What exactly is it about?
The organization is about, the name of it is the Center for Synergistic Health. It's an organization to help people live a blessed and balanced life, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially.
So how did you come up with that name, the Center for
Synergistic Health? Well, synergistic comes from the root word synergy, and synergy is the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So in order to have a balanced life, you need each part of your body, or each part of area of your body, each area needs to work together as a whole in order to have a balanced life.
Oh, so I see. So like you need your arm and your hand to work together in order to play a game. So you need your heart and your soul, your mind, and everything to work together.
Exactly. You need the mind, body, and soul all works together to have a blessed and balanced life. And once given those tools and teaching and coaching individuals about those tools to help you have a balanced life, and once a person understands how they were created with the mind, body, and soul, how it all works together, it helps the individual understand how to have a balanced life.
So who are the types of people that you'd be serving with this organization?
Well, this is an organization that could serve anybody, anybody who has a desire to have a balanced life.
So when you say have a balanced life, what exactly do you mean by that?
Well, what I've found in my life is that people struggle within themselves to understand life and to understand how to do things. When we talk about the mind, body, and spirit, we talk about the mind, we talk about that's your spirit. When you talk about the body, that's your behavior. The physical and the financial piece is the body piece. How you all your thoughts, your words, your actions, and your deeds, those things come through your mind, your spirit, and then your emotions and all the feelings and things is deposited in your soul. It comes through your soul, and basically, and then you act it out in your body. And so, while you have the physical behavior that you exhibit and the financial behavior that you exhibit, whether it's bad or good, all that stuff starts out in the mind. So it comes through our mind, depositing in our soul, and it's acted out through our body.
You know, I hadn't thought about that. That makes a lot of sense too. So if a person is going through a hardship, they will come to you for some guidance, I'm assuming.
Yes, what we want to do with the organization is set up different seminars, webinars, just to teach people about each aspect, what we call the spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, and financial. There's the 5 synergistic components is what we call them. So under each of those components, there are curriculums that we're creating, and with each of those curriculums, it's going to help people to understand who they are, how they were created, and how they all work together to be a whole being, or holistic being.
You know, Gewreka, let me take a short break while I absorb all that you said, because you said quite a bit, okay?
Okay.
And we'll be right back, all right?
Thank you.
Quiet, please. Wait a sec. I'll take one. Oh yeah. All right. All good. Take care. Way to go. Nice. Bring it on. Gotcha. I'm here for you. Oh no. Please, please, please. I'm waiting. Interesting. Not buying it. Not fair. That's it. This conversation is over. Oh, brother.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things.
I'm having a stroke. I'm having a stroke.
Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
I wouldn't have been at this ceremony if I hadn't been at this ceremony first. Unfortunately, nearly 30% of U.S. high school students aren't making it to graduation. And every one of us, every parent, every friend, and neighbor has the responsibility to provide the support and encouragement they need to make it through. Because we all need to see a lot more of these pictures.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to Better You. I'm your host, Cynthia Thompson. I'm here with Gewreka, and she's sharing with me her organization called the Center for
Synergistic Health.
Synergistic Health. That is a mouthful. And you said you got that word synergistic from where?
The root word, it comes from the root word synergy. And synergy is basically putting all the little parts together to make a whole. So your mind, body, and soul, they all work together as a whole being.
And before we went on break, you had said that you service anybody that comes through your doors, and you offer classes for them. But I'm assuming the classes are going to be different for adults and for kids. Is that going to be the case?
Yeah, it will be different for adults and kids, but initially we'll start out with mostly adults, and then basically from there kind of trickle it down to teenagers and of that sort. For like the financial aspect of the business, we're going to teach the kids. We're going to start out as kindergartens all the way up through college, even adults, about finances and how to save and how to invest, and how basically having the good behavior, financial behavior versus the bad financial behavior, and how to make good financial decisions.
Wow, so will you have other experts coming in to provide this training?
Yes, there'll be different people that will come in and provide the training throughout whatever session it is. We'll get different people to come in and provide training for each session, webinar, whatever it is that we are sponsoring or having.
I know we talked about the financial piece. Can you give us an example of another type of training that you're going to be offering for the people that will be coming to your organization?
Yes, for the soul piece, which is the emotion piece, help people to understand their feelings, all the anger, all those negative feelings and the positive feelings, the anger, the happiness, the sadness, all that kind of stuff. We will have a curriculum geared just toward that to help people understand basically how everything you think and you say actually is all a part of how you feel and what you say on a daily basis.
That makes a lot of sense. And I think what you're doing is going to be a good thing. But can I ask you this, the training that you're going to be offering, is it going to be based on religion or faith-based, or just information that you gather from experts?
Well, it's scripturally referenced, it's biblically based and scripturally referenced. No specific denomination or religion. It's just specifically Bible-based and scripturally referenced.
And so anybody can come. It doesn't matter if you are Baptist, Catholic, Hindu.
Anybody could come, because what you have to realize is that we're all the same. We're all the same. We're all wired the same. We all have a spirit. We all have a soul, and we all have a body. And so in understanding how all that works and how we are equipped to handle that and be better beings, everybody's the same, so everybody could get the same service.
That's
and learn
good.
the same thing.
So would you get some of your clients from social services, the church community?
Well, they'll come from really anywhere. They could come from all over. Now what we're looking to do, starting out, we're looking to partner with other agencies. So we will be partnering with other agencies as the organization grows.
I think that's a good idea too, because you're part of the whole. So you'll be helping other people that need help in other areas too. You know, Gewreka, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, I want to ask you some personal questions about your organization, okay?
Okay.
Bring this one.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him opening his own clothing store at the age of 18? 1 in 138,000. Excited to be a part of pop culture, he packed for the big city. The odds of finding someone to invest in his vision? 1 in 4.5 million. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who do something, the people who take action, are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
All in together now. We can make it better now. Come on, can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We'll rope it up,
cause we know how to jump.
we'll roll it out,
Cause we know how to skate.
we'll cut it down,
Cause we know what to eat.
we'll swap it out.
We eat healthy stuff.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Yeah, well come on.
Today's a good day to grab your kids and hang out with them for an hour. Dance, walk, play a sport, or cook a healthy meal. Because just moving a little and eating better every day can help make you and your child healthier.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We'll ball it up,
Cause we know how to hoop.
we'll mess around,
Cause we know how to play.
we'll drop it down,
Cause we know how to dance.
we'll veg it up,
Veggie night and day.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
All in together now. We can make it better now.
Search We Can to find doable tips and activities that you can use every day to keep you and your kids healthy.
Welcome back to Better. I'm your host, Cynthia Thompson. I'm here with Gewreka, and she's educating me on this nonprofit organization that she has created. She's the owner. She is the everything for it, and it's called the Center for
Synergistic Health.
Synergistic Health. Now, Gewreka, before we went on break, we talked about the different people that you're going to be reaching out that's going to need help to come to your organization. Will you be just servicing people here in the Charlotte area?
No, my goal is to actually start out here and to reach out regionally and then nationally.
Wow, that's going to take a lot of work.
It is.
So do you have a staff, or will you have volunteers helping you?
Both.
Both.
Yes, both. Because it's a big project, a huge project. This is something that's been going on for like 7 or 8 years or even longer.
Oh, really?
Yes, I started this out back in New Orleans when I stayed in New Orleans, and I created there the thoughts, all the process, all the writing, everything for the whole organization, and it has just kept expanding and trying to put everything together. So it's been a while, but we're getting there.
Wow, so it really originated from you in New Orleans.
Right.
Was this during the time during that bad hurricane that came through there?
No, it was just during the time basically when I was kind of sitting around thinking of things, thinking of ideas, and just looking at the struggle with people and looking at people and people struggling within themselves, and knowing that it's something people have to get a hold of, grasp something to help them understand who they are and how they were created to help them be better beings and whole beings. And from all of that thinking and seeing that struggle came the Center for Synergistic Health and how to help people, equip people to live a better life or life balance.
So will you be partnering with possibly just thinking of an organization off the top of my head, like the Goodwill, to help those folks get on their feet, because I know they offer job training there. Would this be something that somebody going through that process be able to gain something from if they decided to come to you?
They sure will be able to, and we're just working on that, trying to get a hold of those, working with those agencies to grasp who will be, willing to come and what agencies will be willing to partner with our organization. So we're working through that.
So I just want to ask you one last question. This is a kind of a serious question too. Well, maybe not one last question.
Okay.
I asked you how it got started, but why did you decide to start this organization? What was it about the Center for
Synergistic
Health make you want to do this? Why did you start it?
Well, as I said earlier, I saw and I've seen throughout my life people struggling within themselves. And with that struggle, it was always a negative struggle and people trying to find themselves and see who they were. So throughout that and just looking at that, I said, okay, people need life balance. And in order to have a life balance, I put the 5 synergistic components in place: spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. And it starts out from the spiritual aspect of it, to understand how you were created and who created you, because that's where it starts from. Once you understand that, you can work your way through the emotional piece, and you can work your way through the physical and the financial piece, because all that, the basis is the spiritual piece.
And so how many people do you think you're going to need to help you really make this happen? It sounds like a really big job, and with you being the owner, you can't do it all by yourself.
No, exactly. And I'm not. From what I've mapped out thus far, it's over 10 to 20 people thus far, but the organization will grow because, of course, you need more people. So what I've mapped out thus far is between 10 and 20 people.
So will you be taking your teachings on your organization out to other agencies, like some that come to mind, not only Goodwill, but the Urban League, helps those folks that aren't quite where they want to be yet, but they're working towards that?
Yes, I could see that happening in the future, going to different agencies or organizations and presenting or making presentations about the different aspects or components of the organization. So I do see that happening.
Gewreka, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, I want to ask you a question about the school system, what you plan to do with our kids today.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
But it would be safe to keep your distance until there's no secret that will make you smile. My sources say that chicken soup has found their way out of this here. Dangerous, but it will be safe until they are returned.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Yes, I am. Give it to him hard! No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stab me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Millions of people are affected by disaster in America. And we're right there, providing food. With more than 200 food banks, reaching communities all across America. Donate now for immediate relief and long-term recovery. Every dollar helps provide food for disaster victims. Help now at feedingamerica.org.
Jangan takut.
This song was created with heartbeats of children in need. Find out how it can help frontline health workers bring hope to millions of children at everybeatmatters.org.
Hi, welcome back to Better You. I'm your host, Cynthia Thompson. I'm here with Gewreka, and she's been sharing with me about her nonprofit organization. I'm going to try real hard to get it right this time. The Center for
Synergistic Health.
Synergistic Health. Okay. You know, while we was on break, I was just thinking about how you could tie in what you're doing with people that really needs a lot of help. Like, for example, I'm going to give you a couple of examples. How would you help someone that's a victim of domestic violence? What would you do if they were to come through your door?
Okay, for a domestic violence person or case, first of all, of course, I will have to send them to the domestic violence shelter, get that help first. And then once they're in a more stable mind, they could come through our doors or the organization doors, and they could actually take the trainings and use the curriculum to help them or balance their life, learn the different curriculums, the spiritual, the mental, emotional, physical, and financial, or just the mind, body, and soul, in other words.
What would you do for a teenager that would come to your organization if maybe he or she had an eating disorder? Because we see that a lot with our teenagers today.
Right. First, they will have to actually get help elsewhere until they become stable, at a stable point.
So that's the key.
And right, you have to be stable, because my organization is to help you or educate you on how to have a balanced life. And through the education, you'll be going through curriculums to educate yourself. So with a person who has problems, eating disorders, we'll probably mostly focus on the physical aspect of it, of the nutrition aside for the physical aspect, and teaching them how to eat in the proper nutrition they need to build their body, and the proper things to eat, and the things not to eat.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about that. That's good. One last one. How would you help someone, and I know that you mentioned financial, you know, in this day and time with jobs being so unstable, you never know when you're going to be laid off or terminated from your job, or you just have been out of work for years and looking for a job. How would you help that person that would come to your door that was maybe looking for a job but haven't been able to find one for years?
Well, I will partner them with agencies who could help them find a job, but as far as the financial piece of it, we could help them actually get a financial plan and actually talk about the finances and basically how to save, how to invest, how to have a better financial plan, so when you do land the job, that you will know how to basically do those important things as saving and investing and all those things, in debt and all that kind of stuff that comes with having a job.
You know, Gewreka, it sounds like you have a really good organization. It's going to offer a lot of services for people that need it here, that have lost their way. If by chance you could do whatever you wanted to do, you had endless amounts of money to work with, what would you like to see, or where would you like to see this organization go?
I would like to see this organization go on a national level and helping people from all socioeconomic groups actually have a balanced life, and putting into play all the 5 what I call synergistic components.
And those are, let's go over them again.
Spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, and financial. Okay. And all those encompasses your mind, body, and soul.
And so you like for it to go nationwide?
Yes.
Well, Gewreka, I think you're on to something, and I think you're going to do great with this too.
Thank you, Cynthia.
And I want to thank you for coming on my show. And you know what? I'm going to come by and visit your location.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thanks for having me.
But before we close, if some of my viewers wanted to contact you, how could they reach out to you?
They could contact me via email at the They could contact me through email at synergistichealth@ymail.com.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you. And I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me here on A Better You on Public Access 21 every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Thanks again.
Thank you.